Welcome back to Miss Cindy's Kitchen. Tonight, I'm going to be using my Instapot, which is one thing that I really wanted to start using more. And I found a new recipe that I wanted to try, and it's for Chinese onion pepper steak. And I happen to, whenever I go by an Albertsons or a Vons or whatnot, I always look in the markdown meats. And I happened to find some round steak recently. So I thought, you know what? That'd be perfect for this dish. So I have, the recipe calls for 1.5 pounds of beef strips and 1 green bell pepper thickly sliced. And I really like a lot of vegetables in my food, so I put 2 bell peppers cut up. And then a half an onion minced thickly. I just did a very fine dice, and I actually used a whole onion because, like I said, I like more veg in my food. So first we put the beef, the peppers, and the onion. Get all the oniony goodness out of there. So we put those 3 ingredients in the Instant Pot, and then we add the seasoning, which is 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. So I actually have a 1/2 teaspoon here, so I'll just use half of this for 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then we need 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger. So again, I'm using the 1/2 teaspoon, just half of a half is 1/4. And then we need 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. So this actually has the tablespoons on this side here. So 3 tablespoons of soy sauce. That seems like a lot, but it imparts a lot of flavor. And the other thing is black pepper, which is 1/4 teaspoon. So I guess it's 1/4 teaspoon of each of those 3 ingredients. So again, I'll use half of a half. Because I actually have 1/4 teaspoon, I just couldn't find it at the moment. So now we have the 1.5 pounds of beef strips, 2 green bell peppers sliced thick, 1 onion minced thickly, which is a fine dice for me. Then we have the garlic powder, ginger, soy sauce, black pepper, and we need 1.5 cups of beef broth. So I'm going to stir that all up. And when you're using your Instant Pot, you need to have at least 1 cup of liquid in order for it to come to pressure correctly. So I'm mixing everything up. And one of my New Year's resolutions was to start using my Instant Pot because I've had this for a while. I just never really got acclimated to it. So that was my goal this year.
How much was it, Instapot?
I think they average about $100 or less. It was a gift, so I'm not really sure. So, and it says to secure the lid and ensuring it is closed, set the pressure to high for approximately 15 minutes. So, pressure, let's see, let's turn it on first here. Okay. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Okay. So, manual, and then adjust it down to 15 minutes at high pressure. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I don't know who would use that long on a pressure cooker, but 15 minutes on manual high pressure. So now it's going to come to pressure, and then it will cook for 15 minutes, and then we will bring you back and see. Now it just says on, and it's going to gradually build pressure, and then once this goes back to the numbers, it'll do a countdown as it cooks. So, and then once it's done cooking, we will set it to manual release, or quick release rather, and that will be when it's done with the cooking time. So then we'll bring you back and show you the next step. And we're back, and the Instant Pot is finished cooking. And I want you to make sure you like and subscribe and share this video to your friends and leave us a comment. So anyway, it was 15 minutes on high pressure, and then I let it release naturally for about 11 minutes, and then I switched it over to let the rest of the pressure out. So now I'm going to cancel the cooking cycle.
Okay.
And you can look inside the Instant Pot and see how it looks.
Ooh.
So I'm going to stir it. And then I had forgotten to add the brown sugar to begin with. So let me go ahead and add 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, because I forgot it to begin with. And when you have the pressure cooker, you can't go back and open the lid again and add in what you forgot.
Yeah, you should.
It's like, so, too bad, so sad. Okay, so I'm going to stir this. And now, let me move all these things out of the way. I can move it over just a tiny bit. So, the next step is we're going to put it on saute mode. And then the bottom burner will heat up. And so it will create like a, see, it's getting hot. Then we're going to add in a teaspoon of cornstarch to a quarter cup of water. And when you're mixing cornstarch, why am I using it? Half a teaspoon. So I'll just do that twice over. You always want to put your cornstarch into cold water. Otherwise, it's, for some reason, it does not mix well if you do it in hot. So you make this cornstarch slurry with cold water. So it's a teaspoon of cornstarch and a quarter cup of cold water. And then we're going to stir it into this mixture. And as you can see, it's starting to boil. So you can come over and take a look. It's starting to boil. You see little bubbles at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
That means it's starting to boil. So now we're going to bring it to a boil for 3 to 5 minutes. And then that will thicken the sauce. And then I've got some rice reheating in the microwave. And last weekend, the family was, while I was out of town, the family went out to Ona Hawaiian Barbecue, which is a favorite restaurant. And they were celebrating the Lunar New Year. And they were giving out scratch-off tickets. Well, my eldest son won a catering package for 10 to 12. So we were like, cool deal. So we ended up with a whole steamer pan of rice that we've been eating on all week. So in the next episode that we make, I'm going to be making rice pudding. But for now, we will have it accompany our pepper steak.
And we'll leave a link to that video at the end of this one.
Yeah.
Why?
She smells food and she's due for her dinner. So we're going to just let this simmer. And then...
I can hear it bubbling.
Yeah. Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Ha ha ha.
Fire burning, already go.
I knew Logan would know the rest of that. Alright. So. And we will make sure we post the recipe for this as you watch it so you can stop and write down all the ingredients.
Well, I put all the cards at the very beginning.
At the very beginning, yeah. So. This I found on Facebook under Grandma's Cooking Recipes, and I think it originally came from another site, but it's Curvo Flight, I don't know, was the source. But anyway, It will be in a recipe card during this video, so you all can get your ingredients together. But whenever I go to stores, I always look for the markdown meats. And then I oftentimes will find a recipe and go, oh yeah, I've got that in the freezer. So it's always good to keep your pantry stocked, and that means... So, as I was saying before the camera decided to take a nap, it's always good to keep a well-stocked pantry. And that means your canned goods, your dry goods, your frozen foods. Because you never know what curveball life may throw, or if you can't get to the store, you've always got something on hand. And especially meat. If you look for the markdown meats, or meats that are on ad, and you know you'll use it in the reasonable near future, get it. It's the best way to ensure against price fluctuations and when times are hard. So always check out your markdown meats when you go shopping. So this is going to thicken up a little bit. Look at that. Nice and tender.
Oh, wow.
And I'm glad I used the extra bell pepper and onion because it didn't seem enough to have just one bell pepper and half an onion. For 1.5 pounds of meat. We're carnivores, but we like our vegetables.
Right.
All right. So we're going to let this simmer for a few minutes, and then we'll bring you back, and we'll serve it over some rice and have Logan do a taste test. Woo-hoo. All right, and we're back, and I have scooped this up and put it over some leftover white rice that I heated up. And Logan's going to do the taste test.
Oh, yep. But Dahlia spills the food, that's why she's whining.
Yeah. Yes.
She's like, I want to do the taste test.
Sucks for you.
Okay, that is not as hot as I expected it to be.
What do you think? Did the meat get tender?
Oh, yeah. Easy to chew. Got a nice flavor to it. It's like it with the rice and the bell peppers. It's very, very good. Oh, Dahlia, please. You'll get yours in a minute.
Yeah. And we also had to take away her ball because she was getting squeak happy over here, and it was a little annoying. So anyway, so this is a nice quick dinner you can put together after work or after a busy day running errands. It really didn't take too long, maybe 30 minutes total. So anyway, thank you again for joining us on trying out a new recipe of beef pepper steak. And make sure you like and subscribe and share this video to your friends and leave us a comment and come back again soon for another episode.
Thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen. To get more recipes like this one, subscribe to the channel and hit the bell for notifications when new videos are uploaded. Share it out to your friends, family, neighbors, and leave us a comment to let us know how this recipe worked for you. And don't forget to hit that like button. Again, thank you for watching Miss Cindy's Kitchen.